The rain had stopped just as the black SUV rolled into the private driveway of the penthouse building overlooking downtown Chicago. Daniel Cross, a self-made millionaire known for his ruthless focus and billion-dollar tech deals, loosened his tie and checked his phone. No missed calls, no messages. His return from a 3-week business tour was supposed to be quiet. Emily, his wife, had promised dinner and a night free from meetings, screens, and silence. But something felt wrong the moment he stepped inside. The apartment was dark. No soft music. No warmth. Emily's coat was missing from the rack. Daniel called her name once, then again, irritation slowly turning into unease. As he reached for his phone to dial her number, it rang first. "This is Mercy General Hospital," a calm voice said. "Are you the husband of Emily Cross?" Daniel's heart dropped. 10 minutes later, his driver was breaking traffic laws as they sped toward the hospital. When Daniel arrived, he found his wife lying on a narrow bed, her face pale, bruises shadowing her cheekbones. A nurse explained that Emily had been found in an alley behind a closed restaurant, barely conscious. No purse, no phone, no identification. Only her wedding ring had saved her from anonymity. Daniel sat beside her, holding her cold hand. For the first time in years, the powerful man felt helpless. When Emily finally opened her eyes, fear flashed across her face. Tears rolled silently as she whispered, "They left me there, like I didn't matter." Guilt crashed over him harder than shock. Daniel replayed every moment he had brushed off her concerns. The texts about feeling followed. The calls he missed. The nights she ate alone while he chased success. He had built a fortress of wealth but failed to protect the one person who stood beside him before the money meant anything. A police officer arrived with questions, but Daniel barely heard him. His eyes kept drifting to Emily's bruised hands. This wasn't just an attack, it was a message. Someone thought they could hurt his wife and walk away. Someone assumed power lived only in offices and boardrooms. Outside the hospital room, reporters had already gathered, sensing a headline. "Millionaire's wife found abandoned," one would surely read. Daniel knew the city would gossip, speculate, forget. That thought angered him more than the crime itself. As Emily fell asleep again, Daniel stood by the window overlooking the city lights. He had once believed money solved everything. Tonight, he understood how wrong he had been. Wealth could buy silence, but it could also buy change. This wasn't going to end with arrests and apologies. This was the beginning of something far bigger. Daniel Cross didn't just want revenge, he wanted accountability. And the city, unaware of what was coming, continued to glow beneath him, calm before the storm. The city woke up unaware that its routines were about to be disturbed. Within 48 hours of Emily Cross's attack, Daniel Cross disappeared from public view. No press statements, no corporate meetings. His silence made headlines, but behind closed doors, the planning had already begun. Daniel wasn't acting out of anger alone, he was acting with precision. The first step was truth. He hired a private investigation firm with no ties to local politics or police unions. Every camera feed within a 5-block radius of the alley was pulled. Employees from closed restaurants, late-night delivery drivers, and homeless witnesses were interviewed with dignity and compensation. Daniel made one rule clear: no shortcuts, no cover-ups. At the same time, he visited Emily every morning. She was recovering physically, but the emotional scars ran deeper. She admitted something she had never said aloud: she felt invisible. Walking those streets, even with wealth behind her name. That confession changed everything for Daniel. This wasn't about criminals alone. It was about a system that ignored the vulnerable unless tragedy forced attention. Within 2 weeks, the suspects were identified. They weren't crime lords, just repeat offenders who believed dark alleys had no consequences. Arrests followed swiftly. Press conferences exploded across every major news channel. But just when the public thought the story was over, Daniel stepped forward. He announced the creation of the Emily Cross Urban Safety Initiative, privately funded but publicly accountable. Entire neighborhoods received new lighting within months. Emergency call pillars were installed in alleys previously ignored. Ride-share companies partnered with the initiative to offer safe rides for women late at night. The project moved faster than any government program ever had, and the city was stunned. Then came the moment no one expected. Daniel testified at a city council meeting, not as a billionaire, but as a husband. He spoke plainly about guilt, absence, and responsibility. I protected my money better than I protected my wife, he said. This city deserves better from people with power. The room fell silent. Emily eventually joined him, standing in public for the first time since the attack. She didn't speak of fear. She spoke of survival, and of other women whose stories never became headlines. Donations poured in. Volunteers signed up. Other wealthy figures, shamed and inspired, followed his lead. The alley where Emily was found was transformed into a memorial walkway, lit and monitored, with a simple plaque, "No one is invisible here." Months later, Daniel and Emily walked through that street together. It no longer felt like a place of shame, but proof. Proof that pain, when faced instead of buried, could change an entire city. What shocked the public wasn't the speed of justice. It was how quiet determination, guided by love, rebuilt what violence tried to erase.